What's going on, guys? So, welcome to a SHOKY tech review. I don't do these very often, but every now and then someone hits me up, like RAYCON, and say, hey, would you like to check out some of our new products? And much like I did, last year, I believe it was, I said, yes, I will definitely check out some new stuff. So they sent me the new everyday earbuds and the fitness earbuds as well. Both are new and or updated versions of the things we've already gotten. So these are basically a new version of the everyday E45s that we looked at last time, and this is the new E45, if I remember correctly. Yes, the E45s. So somewhere in between from the E55, 35s, 25s, all those ones that we've done before. And they said, hey, you want to look at them, promote them, all these other things, test them out? And I said, yes. So these were given to me to review. They didn't pay me to say anything about these things. They sent them to me to get my opinion, try them out, and give my opinion to you guys on whether or not you should get them. So once again, this is not a paid promotion. They did not pay me to review these things. They sent them to me for free, mind you, to review. Now, the funny thing is, ultimately, I might actually end up buying a couple extra pairs because my old ones, my original ones right here, the Pros, have gotten really worn out. And as you can see right there, the button has fallen off permanently, lost it. So these, except for very extreme circumstances, are probably going to be retired. You can see how they've really worn out, especially with the anodized, not really anodized, but the chrome paint. The actual regular surface paint is still fine. The casing is definitely worse for wear. They still function, but it's definitely beat up. So I was using these for work for the longest time. And then, of course, the updated version, the E25 Pro, I believe is what these were. Yeah, the E25 Pro. So these are the ones they sent me last year, and actually the wife has been using these quite a lot, actually. She is going to probably switch to these after the fact, but she knew I needed to review them. So after having these things for probably a couple months now, I only just now getting around to review them. Apologies to RAYCON for that, but with the way things were going, I didn't get a chance to do all that. So basically doing comparison between, now I actually have E25s to compare to the new ones, and of course basically the fitness earbuds, or the E45s, are a new updated better version of my old school ones here that I actually purchased. So these are the first ones I ever purchased for myself. RAYCON sent me these to review last year. So let's start out with the new E25s. So ultimately, you get the nice new box here. So you got the everyday earbuds. They did drop the name from the title, but they are still the E25s. Technically, it says RPO, but it just is what it is. So these are an updated version, both with battery life. The control system is new, but everything else is actually pretty well familiar. So the box is nice, and they sent it to me in red. I like red things, so that works for me. Of course, barcode's down here. Everyday earbuds there. Says red. Come to the back, and you get all the new updated info, plus a nice little image here. By the way, their packaging superb. By the way, perfect for everyday use, and then other languages. 3 sound profiles, so that's actually super important. We'll talk about that more. Awareness mode, also a brand new thing. Vivid voice technology, that's pretty good. IPX6 water resistance, so that's up from, I believe, the IPX5 previously. Wireless charging case, which is, that. And then, of course, 32 hours of battery life, which I believe is improved from the previous as well. There was a whole sheet she sent me, but it's kind of gone. But that's the whole point, is the improvements. I do know the battery life is longer. Water resistance is better. And then you get all the newer stuff as well. So wireless charging, we already got that. Obviously, inside, it's going to come with the case, the earbuds themselves, a charging cord, your adjusty earplug bits, instructions, and a lanyard. Of course, you open it up. Once again, superb packaging. Gotta love this here. So they got jog, commute, study. You can use it for all those things. Gives you actual measurements here of the earbuds, even though they're going to be right here, and I think it's fine. Then you can also pull this out. Oh, also, if you want, there's a RAYCON sticker all up in there. Also, magnet sealed. Always love that with my packaging. Of course, this has been opened, so it's a little rough. So this includes the little charging cable and the lanyard up inside here. So got a nice little red lanyard, very basic charging cable, super short little guy. If you're going to do that, or any other USB-C will charge it just as well. Also, look, sound your way, accessories inside. Also, this has that lovely felt thing. I love the matte black of the box. It's just, I love, if nothing else, their packaging is impeccable. So this is your perfect fit ear plug hole thingies. So the little rubber boobies, as I call them. So it looks like they've gone back a little bit. So I think depending on the model, these change design ever so slightly. So that's what these look like. So you got the small ones, you have the ones that are already on the thing. I have not removed the ones that are on there. Those are the ones that are comfortable for the wifey, so I leave them on. Personally, for me, I think I would have to go with these, the smallest ones, because these fit in my ears so differently that it's not comfortable with the standard fitment guys here. So the comfort fit thingy-doos. So let's talk about the actual. So let's talk about the actual things themselves. So here is your pill case. It is virtually identical, probably in every way, to the previous one. It even has the 4 lights. I think it shows the display exactly the same. So each side is per earbud, and then as it's charging, it's blinking red, and then when it's done, I believe they all light up solid green, which is always good. You get the same warnings down below. This comes in a beautiful satin red with the not chrome around the middle. Not doing chrome around there is a lot better. So I mean, like, you can see here the same satin red after a while. This is ever so slightly different red, and I like it better. Not going with the chrome, just going with metallic, probably a cost-saving thing, and also probably holds up better to time. Mind you, mine, would roll around in my pocket, or roll around in my backpack, or this chrome paint does not like anything alcohol-based, and with the world of hand sanitizer that we now live in, really have to be mindful of using hand sanitizer and then picking these up. It will eat away at the paint. That is one of the main reasons mine have degraded the way they had, because I got them just prior to COVID. And so, anyways, open it up. It's a tight fit. I will say, hold on. This is a criticism right off the bat, RAYCON. It's a little hard to open these. It just is. So you can see there, the green lights are now on. And actually it just said connected. So you see there, I think, is it lit up? Kind of hard to tell. So you do get the lights there that will blink blue and red, whether or not it's connecting or otherwise. And just looks nice. So these, once you open the casing, immediately will connect. You don't have to remove them from the charging thing. You do have the same little charging hole as usual. And if you look at the earbud in and of itself, it is pretty. Now let's compare that to the previous version. And essentially, almost identical. I think even the case might be identical, but the button is bigger on this one, smaller on this one. You know, and of course these are a little grosser because the wifey's been using them. A little bit of corrosion there on the thing. Probably need to do better about cleaning them. But you can also see how the little rubber dealies are slightly differently shaped, and even potentially kind of hard to tell. It looks like the overall shape is similar, but a little different, and it sticks out a little bit further than the old Pros. So they probably fit a little bit different in your ear. Speaking of which, so to put them in your ear, the same procedure that we always do. You kind of stick them in and rotate forward, and now it's actually in there pretty good. In fact, let's grab the other one. Grab that one. Now this is the one I have problems with. So Okay, so for me, just like I said, I need to pick the right boot size for these. Like I said, these are for the wife to use, not me, so they're fitted more for her. Now, fits nice and snug in the ear. Thing that is really important, these are significantly better at any kind of sound dampening than either of the previous ones that I've had. Usually those are pretty good about stopping sound, more or less acting like an actual earplug. These both plug your ears and actually kind of actively dampen sound. And now I wish I could simulate this. I don't have any way to do it. But if you hold down the button here for 1.5 seconds, you'll get awareness mode. And it'll tell you awareness mode on in the lovely lady's voice. But here's the cool thing about that. It allows you to hear background noise. So if you're working, especially if you're driving, you need to be able to hear. And with the way these things really deaden sound now, it's a godsend, because I use mine at work. I spend a lot of time behind the wheel of a vehicle, and I'm using them instead of the radio so that I can maintain my sound and everything like that when I'm driving, listening to podcasts or music. But the ability to hear traffic, to hear honking, to hear a little bit of road noise is good, and it's not overwhelming. And here's the other cool part. It actually dampens loud noises. So if you clap, it actually will compensate and deaden it. It's really cool technology. I actually very much like this. But if I turn it back off, hold it again for another 1.5 seconds. It's actually way faster than you think. And now I don't hear anything. I can't hear the fan overhead. I can't hear the traffic outside my window right here. It's really, really cool. Other thing, the new thing they have, sound profiles. So right now, out of the box, it's their balanced sound. Just normal every day. That's how they do it. They have tweaked the EQ settings just to be a little bit more balanced. If I recall, the previous Pros, they cranked a lot of highs and a lot of lows and wasn't balanced very well. These actually sound much better. Now, mind you, I tend to listen to a lot more podcast, so it's a little bit different of a sound, but any music I've listened to is really good, just on the balanced sound alone. However, if you hold it down, the left side, for 1.5 seconds, it's not... Okay. Something is wrong. I'm not sure what it's doing. Okay, so there's a technical glitch right there. So I've only used these a handful of times. That is really strange. So I heard it say it was connected. I'm going to double check and make sure it's connected to my phone, which I don't know what else it'd be connected to, but let's go look. Okay, so the main reason it wasn't doing anything is it wasn't listening to anything. That was interesting. So it wasn't really a bug. It's just, if you're not listening to anything, it makes sense. Awareness mode makes sense that it would still function even though you got no music going on. So you still have ambient sound. So either way, so holding it for 1.5 seconds will get you bass mode. So it definitely cranks the bass, lowers highs. I actually use that pretty often for some of my more quieter podcasts that I listen to, because they tend to be male voices, which have more bass, so it comes across clearer, and it actually works out for me. And if you do it again, it will go to natural sound, I believe is what they call it. Pure sound, sorry. So it starts out in balanced, goes into bass, then pure. And according to the things, this is our most refined sound, perfect for hearing every single note. And it does sharpen everything up a little bit, and it does sound more natural, but in the case of the stuff I listen to, it doesn't improve anything in the same way. Balanced sound is actually pretty good, I think, for most options. But I'm going to give it a quick try. Okay, so I do have a particular song that I try out any earbuds on. It's Avi Kaplan's Change on the Rise. It has a whole lot of bass. It's got a whole lot of highs with tambourine. It's got a ton of mids and a lot of ups and downs. So just going through it, because like I said, I don't listen to music that often on these. I listen to more podcasts. Just rolling through the song on the different modes, balanced, perfectly fine. For that song, bass mode totally makes the most sense, and it's enough bass that I feel it in my damn sinus cavity. These would have probably killed me when I had that severe sinus infection a couple months ago. Actually, probably wouldn't be able to hear it either way. But the pure sound, to me, doesn't work as well on that song. Maybe there's other songs that might be better for, but it also works pretty well for podcasts and a lot of speaking. It's almost like the balanced, but everything is crisper. I don't exactly know how to describe it. The only thing I could always say about RAYCON, I do wish I had just actual EQ settings. Give it in an app, let me just literally tweak it. Now I know in your phone you can technically do that, but I don't believe it really affects if you have headsets or earphones. It would only affect speakers or things that don't have their own programming. I believe that's just me. So these are actually pretty good. Not gonna lie, they're actually not too bad. They're uncomfortable for me personally. It's mostly due to the gel tips. If you get the right one, and it will be very comfortable. This one in particular, very uncomfortable for me. It actually seals a little too, it seals a little too hard, and it actually is a little bit painful. Always make sure you do that. However, they do stay in your ear better than these used to. So these, I always had a problem with them rotating and stuff like that. It didn't even matter with the gel tip. So I don't know if that's a slight shape tweak, or it's just the new gel tips fit better, but those work better. One minor annoyance, and this will probably go between both, because they're very, very similar operating system. The fact that they connect the moment you open them is ever so slightly annoying, because sometimes I wasn't meaning to open it. Like, it gets caught in my pocket or something, and it just wiggles a little bit, and then it connects, and then all of a sudden I've got connection to my Bluetooth, and I didn't mean to. That happens. It's just a thing. It's actually pretty bad with my old ones, where they're clearly rolling around a little bit, like a bump, and they just connect, and then I'm like, okay, which headset is connected? You know, that kind of thing. However, I'm going to put these back in the box for now. Like that, and we'll talk about the other ones. Oh, real quick, I forgot to mention, so what do they call it? The Vivid Voice technology. So I'm gonna talk about this. So this is it picks up your voice. It's the talking to someone else. I've talked to my wife while she had these in and I had the fitness ones in, and we could hear each other pretty well. But it seems to be an issue just in general when two Bluetooth things are the way you're talking to each other. It doesn't sound that great. Otherwise, it's pretty decent. You know, if you're the kind of person who's going to be on the phone a lot, I don't know if it's a benefit to you at all. It's not something I do. It is really useful. However, with the sound deadening and stuff like that, you can hear better. I've also had it, and maybe this is once again me being connected to a person who's also on a Bluetooth or even speakerphone. When someone's on speakerphone in combination with the Bluetooth, that's when things get a little bit wonky. Being able to hear each other properly is not necessarily a good thing. I think that is a problem with Bluetooth across the board, not necessarily with RAYCON at all. That's just been the experience we have. If I'm on speakerphone, she's on a headset, we have a hard time hearing. Vice versa is also true. And it's just a weird thing. It does sound better than the old ones. It really does. So whatever they did with the Vivid technology and improved it, that's actually pretty good. But let's go talk about the fitness ones. Okay, so now on to the E45s, and these are the new fitness ones. So these are actually pretty decent. I do find it strange that a black version came in a blue box, but it's still a really pretty box. I like the fade there. So as you can tell right here, they do have a bit more of the kidney shape. A little bit different. So that's basically going back to the old E45s. I think I said 35s earlier. Did they have? I think they had 35s at one point. I just never had them. This is also messing with my white balance a little bit. It's kind of funny. So either way, very similar shape to the E55s. I'll show that here in a minute when we get there. Obviously, fitness earbuds, and there's a reason they called them fitness ones. It's made for actually working out, and that was actually pretty cool. And considering I have been working out, I use these quite often, along with wearing them at work. So you got run, train, recover. You got the outside fitness earbuds in black. And you got fitness earbuds, perfect fit, crush your workouts without missing a beat. Haha, good name. All right, 3 sound profiles, so that's the same. Vivid voice technology, that's the same. 54 hours of battery life. That's new. That's way up. I believe even the old E55s had something like 38 hours or something like that, and nothing even that crazy. That is actually amazing. You also get awareness mode, just like the other ones. You get IPX7 waterproofness, so that means more. And then the perfect fit stabilizers. That's also new. Sort of. We'll talk about it. Open it up. And you've got all things over here. All the read-ups. Once again, great packaging. Shows off exercise of the earbuds. There's that. It would normally be right there. Obviously, they're down there. We're going to pull out this section. It gets stuck. And pull this out as well. And there's probably, yep, a RAYCON sticker on the inside. So that's cool. Set the box aside. And just like before, you know, open this up. And it has the charger and a black lanyard. Whoop-de-doo. If you like those things, good for you. And then once again, very nice box. Love that. Here's the important change. New. This is actually facing the wrong way. There we go. The new things. So we have the earbud, or the ear gel thingies here. And I actually do need to change mine. I don't know exactly which size I need to switch to just yet. Honestly, it's worth just going through them and figuring it out. However, these are new. So those are the ear stabilizers. And those thingies are how they stay in your damn ear. So we do have extra small, mediums, and larges. And then the ones that come on here to begin with. So let's talk about it. Here's the new case. Looks very much like this case. In fact, it's probably the same dimensions, if not a hair bigger. Looks roughly the same. But this one does have the 4 lights on the front, whereas this one only had the 2 lights. This one looks like it's always screaming. And then you've got a covered USB hole. That's important. So that might be one of those things that upgrades the waterproofness of it, is that even if you got it in your pocket and you're sweating, that's going to keep your USB hole a little bit safer. Obviously, wireless charging, that's how I tend to charge anyways. So, you know, we've got some really old Samsung wireless chargers that we've had forever, ever since I switched to a smartphone, in fact. All right, so if we open them up, you can see they immediately light up, and now they are connected to the phone. You might have been able to hear that. All right, so L and R, and then this, I don't know what this is supposed to be. It almost looks like a reset button, which is interesting. I am interested to know how it knows that it's open. Just to be honest. All right, so to pull them out, and yeah, I do wear these. I do actively use these multiple times a week. So it's got my earwax, it's got my sweat on there, and you know, this is the factory hole, as it were. And it looks good. So we got that there. Got this here. I think this, I could be wrong, but I think that this hole right in here, little pinhole there, I think that could be the microphone, but I'm not sure. That wouldn't make much sense. I always figured this was the microphone. But something you'll notice here, that's seamless. So you've got your button here, and it's seamless. It's not even a button. It's more of a touch sensor. So it's a little bit different in and of itself. So obviously changing these gel tips is the same process. However, the perfect fit ear stabilizers, you basically want to just pull it off just like that, slip it off, and you know, depending on how your ear hole works, these are actually pretty good for me, so I have not actually swapped them. You know, it just adds a little bit more rubber, slightly changes the position. It's actually really cool for that they're even planning at all for people who have different kind of ears. So that's awesome. So once again, let's switch the camera around. Back to me. All right, so just like the old guys, and by the way, I forgot to do the comparison. I'll do it here in a minute. Just like the old ones, insert, rotate. So, and now that is pretty well plugged up in my ears. Sorry, I thought it was raining. Same with this one, and yeah, it's got my sweat on it. I just used these this weekend. I can't hear anything. I heard the squeak of my chair. That's about it. Road noise, fan, can't hear it at all. Still has awareness mode, still has the audio modes. But there's a big difference here. So for awareness mode, you got to hold it down for 3 seconds. Now I can hear whatever the heck is vibrating. Also, you can hear like other things. Alright, so the way I can put awareness mode, if you ever bought any of those, as seen on TV, kind of like hearing aids, like the one you would like put in the earbuds and like set the thing on the table, that's what it sounds like. Except it's not really amplifying sound, but you can tell that it is being ported through. So everything you hear sounds like it's coming through a speaker. It's really kind of funny. So what it is, it's actually using what I assume is the Vivid technology, and then capturing sound around and then porting it through the actual earphones. And then once again, loud noises, it instantly mutes, which was really disconcerting the first time it happened to me. I dropped the thing at work that was really loud, and it shut off. I was like, what happened? So it's really cool. And once again, hold it down. Now I say hold it down, but like I said, it's not a button, it's a touch sensor. So that's one problem I have with it. And actually it's I forgot to talk about how the rest of the controls work. It's fine. It's the same between these ones and the other ones. It's a change they made. So if you want to pause your video or song or whatever it is whatever entertainment you have going, if you want to pause it, you have to tap either side twice. And at least with the everydays, it's a button. So you're actually pushing a button twice to pause. If you do it once on the right side, volume goes up. If you do it on the left side, volume goes down. Those controls are the same regardless of the model. But that is reversed of the old controls. The old controls were one hit, regardless of side, was pause, and tap twice on the right for volume to go up, tap twice on the left for the volume to go down, tap 3 times to skip, and apparently I saw tap 4 times. What did I see that did? And that's something I wasn't even aware of. Hold on. Oh, tap 4 times for voice assistant. So if I want to call somebody or something like that. And that's something I was not aware of. I did not know it did that. And I thought it was just dumb that it couldn't do that. So that's an interesting thing in and of itself. But I think that was a mistake, personally, to switch that. Because you're going to pause more than you're going to adjust volume. Because I think, for the most part, at least for myself, I just hit the volume button on the phone. I don't worry about turning the volume up on here. But even on my old ones, I would hit it twice. Because with the fact that these are touch sensors, even brushing them, say like I'm wiping my face because I'm sweaty in the gym, I'll hit it with my thumb or even the towel, and it'll up the volume. Same problem with down. And I have had an immense amount of trouble making sure I pause when I mean to, because sometimes I'll go thunk thunk and the volume goes up because it registers the first but not the second. If you go too fast, it doesn't pick it up. If you go too slow, it thinks you only want the one thing, there's a weird sweet spot, and because it isn't a real button, it's actually difficult to manage. And I get it, having the sensor and have it completely sealed is how they're waterproofing it and sweatproofing it, and that's great. It really is. However, I miss the way these controlled it. I honestly wish, once again, RAYCON, you'll probably watch this, I hope, and other people might feel this way. Give people the ability to set their own controls and their own EQ. You're RAYCON. You make a ton of stuff. You're a big business. It wouldn't take much to develop an app where people can change their own settings. I absolutely would love to be able to customize, because I also have different, I have differential hearing. I'm far more deaf in this ear, even from birth, than this one. So I would love to be able to balance the sound between the two so that my right side is always a bit louder than my left. There's no actual way to do that with the normal technology. I would love to be able to tweak the EQ specifically for the things that I listen to versus just the triple settings, which it still has. And by the way, to do that, you hold down the left 3 seconds. That's usually not a big deal, and these are pretty powerful in comparison even to these. The profile might be the same for the sounds between balanced, bass, and pure, but these seem stronger, just like the difference between the E45s and the E25s. Even with the Pro, when they tweak the things, it makes a difference. So that would be my biggest complaint, is the sensors are a little too sensitive, and I would love the ability to customize. I would love the ability to decide that I want it to be 1 button push for pause, and 2 for volume up, and 3 is skip is fine because you're almost never going to hit that. But sometimes you will, and it'll be wonky. Like sometimes you'll go like 1, 2, and then you're like, come on, and then you go to hit it again and it skips because it didn't do what you wanted the first time. It happens. So I'm going to take these out and then I'll finish talking. Okay, so the other thing, range. It's nothing they really talk about. But these, my original pair, they used to have a range of like 50 feet thereabouts, depending on if there was anything in the way. Like if it was uninterrupted, I could leave my phone in the kitchen and listen all the way to here. If I left it in the other bedroom, going through a few walls, it would definitely start getting sketchy. But one thing I'll do is I'll leave my phone in the vehicle at work, and then I will walk to my destination. And depending on how far away I'm getting, it'll start breaking up, either like in and out, or it'll go away entirely. And with these, the originals, they'll beat up ones, the OGs as it were, maybe 50 feet, give or take, probably a little bit less. And going through metal walls, such as a wall of a vehicle, and I say that particularly for my job, metal bulkheads as it were, it definitely will have issues. But what's really strange, and I guess not strange, it's an improvement, both of the new ones, so either the everydays or the fitness, the range is seemingly better. Like maybe the signal is more stable, or it really is that much stronger for whatever reason. I don't know how you improve those things technologically. I think I've gone as far as like 65, 70 feet from the vehicle, and these are still working. I've gone around the corner of a building, phone still in the car, and still connected. No interruption. Now, more stuff gets in the way. The obvious problem is going to be there. If there's anything remote, like letting out an EM field, like certain chargers, or like walking past a transformer or something in a yard, just something that's got a little bit more of a bigger EM field than usual background, will interfere with them a little bit. My job, that happens sometimes. It is what it is. But the range, really good, very stable, really crazy, to be totally honest. And one thing I'll do, sometimes I'll forget about it. I'll go down to the gym and I'll set my phone down on the treadmill where I started, and then I'll just go to machine, and I forgot my phone is still sitting on the treadmill. Luckily, nobody else is in there, but no problem connecting across the gym, across from anything else. I feel like even if I left it further away, it would probably still work, even if nothing was in the way. So that's another big positive. I know I was talking a lot about the negatives and stuff like that, but these are all my experiences with these things. I will say something about these. So I have used them in the gym, just because, like, I wanted to give both a fair share. So I often go between these and definitely the fitness ones, because they are significantly more waterproof, or resistant, either way you want to put it. I took these to the gym. I even took these to work. I had more issues with connecting initially. So take them out, put them in, and I hear the right one go connected. And then I hear nothing. And the left one made no noise. I'm like, okay, what the heck? So I mess with it, doesn't do anything, and then out of nowhere it says, this one says connected again, and then this one says connected, and now I have sound. So for whatever reason, this one has a little trouble syncing. It's not terrible, but it's something that I've experienced several times. Now maybe that's the position I'm in, maybe that's in my car, or getting out of my car, I should say. Or occasionally here, like I want to cook dinner and I don't want to disturb the wife with whatever I'm watching or listening to. I put in my earbuds, and I'll get that sometimes, where it won't connect properly or it'll disconnect. The other thing I want to talk about that is annoying with this interface, and this is the same for both because it's the same type of interface. Any other sound that it makes, whether that's a notification that it gives you, such as volume up, adjusting sound, any of those things, it mutes whatever you're listening to, but it does not pause what you are listening to or watching. So you will miss things if a notification comes across. One thing I noticed, at least with these, if a notification on your phone came across, it just dipped the volume, but it was still there. It still will do that, but any notification that it gives you of its own accord, whether that's volume up or connected or anything else like that, or max volume, because you're going to accidentally max out your volume quite a lot, especially on these. It mutes whatever it is you're listening to, but it does not pause, so you will miss some, like maybe half a second or a second of whatever, depending on how long that notification was. It will get interrupted, so that is a thing. Any notification coming out of this thing should not stop the sound that is happening. Just like any of my phone's notifications that come through, it don't stop the sound, they just dip the sound. I think that's something they should be able to do. Other things, this is technology. It has USB plugs. It has other types of connection. They should be able to do software or firmware updates on these so that we can have them for a little bit longer whenever they do these kind of mandates. I don't want to have to spend more money just to replace them. Now, it is really cool that RAYCON sent me these things just in general to check out. You know, once again, I bought these, my original set, on my own through seeing advertisers, other, you know, podcasters that I often listen to talk about RAYCON. I said, I'm going to go get some RAYCONs. I happen to find these. I really like them. Get 15% off. Mind you, I don't get a discount code because I'm reviewing these things. I'm not selling these things. But they're still not cheap, but they're also inexpensive at the same time. Sorry, I had to Google search. So the everydays, so these guys, are $89.99. Not a bad price, really not. And actually, right now, they have an early Black Friday sale going on with 20 to 25% off on stuff. So it might be worth checking that out. So I'm going to get this review out as soon as I can, obviously, so you guys can still take advantage of that. The fitness ones are $119.99. That's where you really want to use that discount code if you can, or if you know any podcasters who are doing these things, or YouTubers who are pushing them. That's fine. They do have gaming earbuds, which is new. Didn't know about those. and the work earbuds, which are more AirPod-ish style. They got the stems. I have a feeling those are going to be very good to talk on, realistically. I am interested in the gaming earbuds. They also have stems, so I assume that's also better for communicating if you're going to be doing any kind of gaming and you need a Bluetooth headset. That might be something I personally look into, but those prices are all in-betweeners. So the gamers are $100 and the work earbuds are $139. That's a little bit much, in my opinion, unless they really do have some power behind them. So, and maybe they have more body or life and body to them. I'm not sure. They also have actual proper headsets. They've got a few other things like that. Just in general, I'm really interested in their speaker because I really want a speaker for my bathroom. So I might purchase that for myself as well and then review it. But yeah, so basically, depending on what you want, they do have a price kind of across the board. Like I said, $89.99 isn't bad. Always take advantage of any discount code anybody is throwing out there. If they themselves are slinging them for 20% off, go for it by all means. I think they're worth it. It's kind of like pick your poison when it comes to which ones you want. The everydays are good. They're not as comfortable to me personally, but that also comes down to switching out the gel tips. The fitness, like I said it before, even with my original ones, I really love the shape of these. I think they're great. The new adjustability of having the inset ear prop makes a big difference. I haven't messed with it to that degree, but I could. Also, I need to probably change out the gel tips, make it fit a little bit better. I really love their sound. I love the fit. However, I do not like the interface with just that touch sensor. I really do love having a proper button to push. It makes a difference. So if they had an upgraded version of just these that lose the waterproofness and stuff like that, that would be what I would personally want. But I'll take these. They're good. I really would love to play with the other ones they have as well. So I will look into that for myself. Same thing with the speakers. I wouldn't mind a decent Bluetooth headset in general, like if we ever fly somewhere, which I don't necessarily see myself doing, but we'll see. But value for money is there, especially when you go for a discount code. They look good. They do function well. The wife doesn't complain. She listens to more music than I do, so she really enjoys the sounds. The ability to communicate on them is also good. Sorry this has been a long review. I'm checking out two separate things. It's fine. But once again, thank you for RAYCON for reaching out and sending me items to review. It's pretty cool. If you have any kind of stuff you want to send me to review for this purpose, by all means, contact me via my email down below. I was contacted by a guy who said he represents this other company that does earbuds, but they said, here's our Amazon link. Go buy them and tell us what you think. I'm like, nope. It's like if you want me to do it, if you want me to test them and review them, send me them. Also, it's a very sketchy looking email in comparison. So when I get my emails from RAYCON, everything looks super official. It's a good communication. It's got all this nice stuff, links, all these things, PDFs that I forgot to download. Or actually I did download, but whatever. I'm dumb like that. Sorry, Jenny. But thank you for always reaching out. It's fun. If you guys enjoy RAYCON, by all means. If you don't like RAYCON, you already told me that down below. RAYCONs are stupid, blah, 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 blah. I don't honestly care. They're what I like, and they help this channel out by giving me stuff to do. I don't get any money from them. I just get money from you guys checking out this video. And that's more than enough for me. And if you do purchase any of them because of my review, at least let me know in the comments down below. Or if they have a comment section when you purchase them and it says, I saw it on SHOKY reviews, by all means, do that. Because that would help them know they need to send me more stuff to check out. That's awesome. But I'll see you guys on the next one. And remember, as always, keep on nerding.